Hey guys, what's going on today? BOJoeKO here, and we are back with our NHL 15 GM mode commentary with the Vancouver Canucks. About to hopefully get started year 3 in this video. But first, we're going to have to make some trades. So last episode, guys, like I said, we went over our team. We went over the overall jumps and about where we are with this team. And obviously, we are going to be trading some players. Now, I did some pre-scouting here about who I was going to make the trade with. We know who we are going to trade on our team, though. So hopefully when this thing loads up, hopefully, that didn't freeze first. Okay, thank you for that. We know who we are going to trade on our team. One of which being Zack Kassian. And now the reason I'm trading Zack Kassian is because of the fact that he's like kind of the odd man out, to be perfectly honest. We have much younger players on our third line than Zack Kassian is. He's 26 years old right now. Even though he's a physical force on our, maybe for the bottom 6 pair, we have younger players like Shinkruk, Horvat, Vay, Gaunce, Virtanen's probably going to be up on the team next year, Shinkruk, all those players. They're much better than Kassian right now for a third line role, and we just don't need him on the team right now. He would be playing second line, and I don't want him playing on the second line, as I want some more offensively minded players for the second line. So unfortunately, we're going to have to get rid of Zack Kassian. Next up, the player that we know we can give away is Nicholas Jensen. Reason being is we have guys like Jared McCann, who's already 78 at 21 years old. We've had Jake Virtanen, who's 81 overall, who's already a higher overall than Jensen is, and is 3 years younger than him. Horvat, who's only 22. Shinkruk, who's only 22. There's just better players that have progressed quicker than Nicholas Jensen has had. Granted, even Lyndon Vay, even though he's 26, he's 83 overall. Granted, we are kind of to blame for that because we had to play Jensen in kind of a low role on our team in the third and the fourth line, so that probably kind of stunted his growth a bit. But unfortunately, we are going to have to trade Nicholas Jensen at this point just because of the fact that we've had better players and they've progressed quicker than he has. All right, so that's 2 players right there that we know we can give away. And now, let's see who we were going to get. So like I said, I did some pre-scouting. I wanted to trade these guys to the Eastern Conference where they couldn't bother us, but unfortunately, that is not going to happen. And I was looking for players that could possibly turn out within the year or this year or next year. So I got to the Calgary Flames. They have 2 really good players on their team right about now. Morgan Klimchuk and Johnny Gaudreau, both snipers. Klimchuk from out of nowhere is at 87 overall at 22 years old. His puck moving skills are pretty good. His shooting category is very good. He has a nice hard slap shot. Not very accurate slap shot, but his wrist shot is pretty good. His skating is unbelievable. Acceleration at 96, speed at 97, agility at 99. The guy is a monster out there for quickness. Defense, he's actually not that bad. Defense awareness and stick checking is good. Senses are alright. He's only 22 years old as a first-line elite player. So I wanted to check how good he actually could be, but he's only had 1 year in the AHL for 4 games. He turned out to an 87 overall. Don't know how that turned out, but I think the trade value is a little bit too high for Klimchuk. If we wanted to go for him, we would have to give up like Kassian and Jensen. I think we would have to throw in a guy like Jared McCann in there or Jake Virtanen into the deal to get that through. And I'm not opposed to throwing Jared McCann into this deal, but I want to see what he can turn out to be. He's another good two-way forward, and I think he would pretty much be a good player to have on our third and the fourth line in the future. Maybe a second line, who knows? But I want to keep Jared McCann. I want to see what he can do. Even though the potential's not there, I want to see what he could possibly turn into. So, with that being said, I don't think I'm going to go after Morgan Klimchuk, even though I don't think Calgary would want to give him away. So, let's go after a little bit of an older player by this time, but still very good. Let's go for the Cherry Hill native, New Jersey native. I don't know. He's not from Cherry Hill, is he? No, he's just from Jersey, but Bobby Ryan's from Cherry Hill. But anyway, I digress. Johnny Gaudreau. He's only a second-line player, so I was thinking play Gaudreau in the second line, play Nyquist on the first. That way, Gaudreau has a very good season, and that way, hopefully, he can probably progress into a first-line player. That way, we can move him up, move Nyquist back down, and we're pretty good to go. So, his puck moving skills is much better than Klimchuk's. Shooting, it's a little bit more balanced. He has a much better slap shot power, not as powerful as Klimchuk's. But it's, oh my god, high 80s and low 90s. Skating is just as good. Not as fast acceleration-wise and speed-wise as Klimchuk, but he's still pretty good. He's 99 for agility, which is great. Senses, he does have a better senses category. He's more disciplined. And I would say his defensive category is a little bit better than Klimchuk's as well. And if we look at the stats from last year on Gaudreau, he's had 2 years in a row where he's had 60-point seasons last year with 34 goals. So Johnny Gaudreau definitely can score goals. I think that is the perfect player to go out for us. Let's see if we can get Johnny Gaudreau on this team. All right, so we're already at a pretty good spot right now with Jensen and Cassian. I think we can add in somebody else as well. I was looking down here. I know I have two 77 overall players with, yeah, the same age. Mustin and Weiser. I think I'm going to give up Mustin in here just because of the potential. Weiser has the potential to become a bottom 6. Let's give up Mustin in here. And let's see. Let's add in, because we need to bring some players back here for Calgary. Let's see if we can put in Kamara. Alright, and I'm going to need to take back another guy. I might as well put Jay Rosehill in there. Why not? That would go through. That'd be enough to get it through. Jensen, Cassian, and Mustin in for Gaudreau. Let's see. Let's see if that goes through. So Cassian, Jensen, and Mustin in for Johnny Gaudreau. Would that go through? Trade rejected. Quite far off in value. I think I'm going to have to... Whoops. Sorry. Hit that twice. I think I'm going to have to give up a draft pick here. I'm not going to give up a draft pick for this year. I'm going to give up a second-round pick for next year. Actually, no. I'll give up a third. Maybe that might be enough to get it to go through. I'll add in a third for next year because I think by next year we'll be a good enough team. We'll be a good enough team. I need to get a bottle of water down here. My voice is cracking like crazy. I think by next year we'll be a very good team. But this year, I don't want to give up draft picks for this year. Oh my god, my voice is crazy. It's early in the morning. Not really. It's 4 in the afternoon. But I just woke up. So let's see if that goes through. Add in a third round pick for this. Let's see if that goes through. Trade rejected. A bit far off. Let's upgrade to the second then. Alright, let's add a second. So I think this will go through. Jensen, Cassian, Mustin, and a second round pick for next year. For Johnny Gaudreau from the Calgary Flames. Will this go through? Yes, it did. Trade accepted. We believe the transaction will contribute to our success here in Calgary, so we're accepting your trade offer. Good. So we give up Jensen, who's a little bit getting up there in age. We didn't really need him. We gave up Cassian. We gave up Mustin, who was a prospect, and a second round pick for next year. But we got Johnny Gaudreau on our team now, so that's very good. We got the sniper that we kind of need. For our second line, at least, Nyquist will let him play the first line, because, honestly, he's not really going to be getting any better. So we can pretty much deal with that. All right, so let's do all of our roster move. Let's do our roster moves first. Make sure everybody is where they need to play. Okay, so... all right, so we want... Just make sure we got everything good here. So goalies, Cooper and Lack, good. Defense, Tanev, Fowler, Hogman, Hamilton, Edler, Cam Hughes, Stanton, good. We do have one plus. We have one extra player on our team here, so we got to get rid of Rosehill. Waiver eligible, yeah, I don't care about that. He gets picked up. So be it. I don't think anybody picked him up anyway. No, nobody picked him up anyway. He's a fourth liner. He's an enforcer anyway, so Kamara we need to send down as well. Yep, I don't think anybody would claim Kamara either. No, they did not. Good. Alright, so Gaudreau, Adlocator, Winnick. Like with Shinkruk. Maybe I might call some players up just so I'm under the cap. I mean, I'm over the cap. Yeah, let me call up Rosehill just so I can get cap under. And it was Kamara, right? Yeah, Kamara. Let's call him up. You must fix these errors. What was that? It said over the player limit. Okay, fine. We need Rosehill up there. Gives us under the cap a little bit. Alright, so NHL there. Rosehill, Gaudreau, Adlocator, Winnick, Shinkruk. Winnick, yep. And centers. All those guys are good. Okay, good. Alright, we're good for that. Let's edit our lines up. Alright, so we want Galchenyuk, we want Grigorenko, and we want Gustav Nyquist on the first line. Alright, because I want Gaudreau to play where he's supposed to play. Alright, so next line we want Nick Bonino. He's a second liner. Not Horvat. Horvat's not a second liner. He's a third liner. Okay, so we want Nick Bonino. We want Johnny Gaudreau on his right side. Is he right-handed? He's left-handed. I'll play him on his left wing spot. And then Patrick Berglund up there for a playmaker. Good. Okay, all left-handers on our second line. Weirdly enough. Our whole team is left-handed. Is that weird? Yeah, our whole team is left-handed skaters. That's pretty weird. That's pretty weird, not gonna lie. Alright, so third line, we want Horvat, we want Shinkruk, and we want... let me move this around. Gotch goes right here. Alright, here's the question. Abdelkader goes down here. Now, do we want Linden Vey here on the third line? I think we do, because we want Shinkruk to have a playmaker here so that he gets better. Horvat, I think, does have some nice puck-moving skills. No, he does not. Yeah, we need Vey here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Brendan Gaunce. Well, actually, how good is Brendan? Yeah, we need Linden Vey. Alright, so we're going to move Gaunce down here to the fourth line. That might stun him a little bit, but he has a good defensive category. I might put him on the penalty kill, just so he gets some playing time. We're going to scratch Daniel Winnick. Well, we're going to address Linden Vey. We're going to play him in his spot, because I need a playmaker for that line. Substitute Linden Vey in there. And I'm going to scratch Daniel Winnick, just so I can have a playmaker on that third line. Yeah, we need Linden Vey on that third line, no doubt, because he's got the puck moving skills, and probably has good passing as well. Yeah, 86 for passing. We need him to help out. We need Linden Vey to help out Shinkruk and get him some points. Even though Shinkruk's got good puck moving skills himself, he needs somebody to feed him the puck because he's a sniper. So we can do that. Let Linden Vey there play with Shinkruk, and I think this is a good team. It's not great, but it's decent. So Nyquist, Galchenyuk, Grigorenko, Gaudreau, Bonino, Berglund, Shinkruk, Horvat, Vey, Gaunce, Gotch, and Abdelkader. That's pretty good. All right, defense: Fowler, Tanev. Do we want Tanev top 4, or do we want Edler top 4? Play Hamilton there. So Fowler, and Tanev, Edler, and Hamilton, Hamhuis, and Hogboom. Good. And then goaltending is Lack and Cooper. Good. Okay. So let's do all of our special teams now. Alright, so for special teams power plays, we want Galchenyuk, Grigorenko, and Hunter Shinkruk up here on the first pair. Yep, that's exactly what I want. And then we want Nyquist. I want Vey here because that worked out for us last time we put Vey in on the power play. And he's our only other like pretty good center that we have here. So we can put Linden Vey, Nyquist, and oh shit, Gaudreau. Where's Gaudreau at? We want Shinkruk on the... No, we want Johnny Gaudreau on the first pair. Because I want Johnny Gaudreau to get power play time. Alright, so we can put Gaudreau, Galchenyuk, Grigorenko with Fowler and Dougie Hamilton. And then we want Linden Vey here with Nyquist and... Who was it? Nyquist and Shinkruk, right? Yeah, Nyquist and Shinkruk. Putting all the snipers on my power play lines. Alright, so Gaudreau, Galchenyuk, Grigorenko with Fowler and Hamilton. Nyquist, Vey, and Shinkruk with Edler and Tanev. But let me see if there might be a better player than here than Tanev. Maybe Hogboom? Let's see. So we have Fowler and Hamilton. And then Edler and Hogboom. Let's see about Hogboom. It's a two-way. Very good defensively. Puck moving skills. I'm looking at the puck moving skills for him. Okay, and how's Tanev look? Tanev at... I'm looking at Tanev. I hate how I can't go up to Tanev. That's stupid. Yeah, Tanev's got better passing. Alright, we'll leave Tanev there. He might be on the penalty kill, but we'll leave him on the power play as well for right now. Alright, so there's what the power play looks like for that. 4-man power play. Galchenyuk, Grigorenko, Linden Vey. Because Bonino really didn't work out on the power play last year, so we'll substitute them for this year. Linden Vey and Johnny Gaudreau. Okay. Fowler, Hamilton, Edler, and Tanev. Good. Penalty kill now. Alright, so we want Bo Horvat and Marcel Gotch. Alright, we'll switch these two up because Gotch has the better face-offs than Horvat does. At least I think he does. Does he? Now I can't view the profile. Whoops. Oh, that's why. Bo Horvat. Horvat's got 85 for face-offs. Gotch has 80. Yeah, so we want Horvat taking the face-offs then. Alright, so Horvat and Gotch. Well, actually, Gaunce. Gaunce has good face-offs too. Yeah, so you know what? There's our two centers right there. Bo Horvat and Brendan Gaunce. Gotch and... who's the good penalty killers? Abdelkader. That's who we want. We want Justin Abdelkader, I think. Yes, we do. We want just an applicator on penalty kill. And then we also want... let me see. Right wingers. Just Galchenyuk, centers. Berglund, Gaunce, Bonino? There might be a better choice than Bonino. Horvat, we know he's playing. Berglund, no. Gotch, yeah, we want Gotch. Marcel Gotch. Alright, so there's our penalty kill. We got Bo Horvat with Abdelkader, and then Gaunce with Gotch. Fowler and Tanev, Hamhuis and Edler. Do we want Cam Fowler playing here, or do we want Dougie Hamilton or Hogboom instead? Let's see. Hogboom's got that really good defensive awareness. Dougie Hamilton's an offensive guy. No, I don't want him. Right, so Tanev is good. Hamhuis we know is good. And scratched. I think we have to play Hogboom here. And we want Edler. Yeah, it has to be Hogboom. Even though if I think Fowler has good stats, let's play Hogboom. Changing the current lineup. Alright, so we'll move Hamhuis up and Hogboom down. We'll put that there. Okay, so we'll put Bo Horvat, Abdul, we'll put Hamhuis and Tanev together, and we'll put Hogboom and Edler to start off that for penalty kill. Okay? And then we want Horvat and Gaunce. Because Gaunce has better face-offs and a better defensive category than Gotch does. Alright, so we'll put Horvat with Gaunce, move Hamhuis up here, and then replace Cam Fowler with Jens. With Jens Hogboom. Hogbomb. I don't know if it's Hogboom or Hogbomb. You guys will have to let me know about that. All my super Swedes out there, let me know about that. Okay, special teams extras. Let's see. So Grigorenko, Shinkaruk, Galchenyuk, Nyquist. Yeah, all these lines are pretty much fine by me. 4 and 4, Bonino and Gaudreau. Yep, that's good. Extra attackers, Galchenyuk and Grigorenko. Actually, I want extra attackers out there. I want Johnny Gaudreau as an extra attacker, and I also want another defensive player. Let me get Shinkaruk as another extra attacker. Just so, in that case, something happens. Alright, so shootouts, Grigorenko, Galchenyuk, Nyquist, Shinkaruk, and Gaudreau, right? Gaudreau wasn't in there. Grigorenko, Galchenyuk, Nyquist, Shinkaruk, and Gaudreau. Yeah. Put all my snipers in there for the shootout, why not? And then goaltender, scratch players, and no lines. Good. Okay, so there's our lineup. There is our lineup for this coming year. So that's what we're going to roll with. I need to go to settings and make sure I put the automated rotate goalies back on because I turned them off for the playoffs. Auto rotate goalies, put that back on. And we're good to go. Alright, so, yeah, this is the team we're going to have put together for us right now. Might be an interesting year. Like I said, it could be a rebuilding year, but I'm glad we made the trade for those guys. Wow, 3 games against Calgary to start the year. Alright, so let's do the first 2 months of this season. And we'll see where we are by the end of it. Alright, so simulate up to this day, and we are good to go. Alright, teams must be salary cap compliant. Yep. Waivers will be in effect. Yep, we are salary cap compliant, if I do believe so. Just because we have moved Rose Hill down, I think we're fine for salary cap. Alright, so like I said, it might be a rebuilding year, but I'm perfectly fine with that because we made the trades that we needed to make. And by that time, by the end, if we are not a very good team, obviously we could trade away the guys that we need to trade away, get picks, get prospects, whatever we need to do, and we'll be ready for next year, no doubt. Alright, so we'll just have to let this simulation roll. Alright, scouting assignment. Like I said, I'm going to pay a bit more attention to the scout this year as well. Alright, so let's go for, let's start in the WHL first for defensemen for 6 weeks. Remember, because those are the main things that we need on this team right now. We don't need to do shopping for forward prospects all that much. We need defensive prospects on this team like it's nobody's business. So that's mainly what we're looking for draft-wise, is defensive prospects. Alright, so once again, it's going to be another slow start for this Vancouver Canucks team. 2-2. Yeah, 2-2 because they gave us that win a little bit early than it should have. Alright, we took Johnny Gaudreau away from Calgary, so, you know, they might be a little bit of a struggling team this year. Who knows? 3-2, yeah. Once again, these two or one goal regulation losses that we got to see if we can flip-flop a little bit. Remember, we were a good team by the end. Like, we're a streaky team, remember. We're a streaky team. It looks like goaltending might be a big issue this year, to be perfectly honest, the way I'm looking at it. Goaltending, I think, is the big issue this year. Yeah, because we're winning games, but, like, we're not shutting out teams. They're scoring lots of goals on us, so, yeah. Goaltending is definitely the big issue this year. I don't think Eddie Lack is good enough. I was afraid of that, honestly. Miller definitely helped it out last year to silence some teams and not let them score goals, but Cooper and Lack, it's a weird goaltending tandem here that I don't think is good enough. We got a 2-1 win there. Chicago 6-1-2, good lord. 6-2, yeah, I figured that as much. Yeah, it's the goaltending this year is definitely the problem. I think we're good offensively. Defensively, we're okay, but it's definitely the goaltending is definitely an issue. And you know what? The goaltending, I think, will be good next year. The goaltending definitely will be much better next year with Polvika, I think, will be ready. Dubo, I think, might get a nice little jump in the minors this year as well. So I think we'll be good. But there you go. There's back-to-back 5-goal games. We can score goals. We can score goals. There doesn't seem to be an issue about goal scoring. But just keeping the puck out of our net seems to be the problem. That and getting overtime losses, holding teams to, like, regulation. But, yeah, we got that loss there. It already gave it to me. It already updated it. Yep, 5-4. Yep, goal scoring is not an issue. It's goals against. Like 4-3, 2-1, like 5-4, 5-4s, 4-3 wins. We're getting some wins just because we can outscore other teams, but we just cannot keep the puck out of our net. Yep, it's goaltending. And honestly, I don't feel the need to make a trade for goaltending because we know we have our goaltenders of the future right now in the minors. We just have to wait for them. We just have to wait for them. And honestly, by this time, I think I might want to scout forward prospects, get the best forward prospect available, and then maybe trade that for a defensive prospect down the line. But you know, remember, we are a streaky team here in Vancouver. We can turn it around like we did last year. Just throw a couple wins under our belts, and you know, we could just go on a nice little long tear. But who knows? All right, so there's 3 points in our last couple of games, back to 500, Philly. 3-2 loss to them. Overtime loss against Minnesota. Shootout loss. St. Louis. Maybe we can get back to 500 before the month is over. Scouting assignment again. Okay. Let's do the QMJHL for forwards. Got a couple forwards in there as well. Alright, St. Louis Blues. St. Louis Blues. 4-2 loss to them, and Chicago probably going to kill us there. No, we beat them 4-3. Okay, so that's RFAs. Alright, so at the end of 2 months, we're 10-11-2. Not great, but we're 5th in our division. And once again, the division it's weak. It's weak this year. For the past couple years, our division has been good, but this year it's looking a little bit weak. Anaheim and Edmonton are off to a good start, but 3rd place is within reach right now because Arizona and San Jose are not having the best years right now. We're hovering around 500, or all the other teams 3rd and beyond. So it's not terrible, but as you guys know, it's definitely, from the games that you guys have seen, it's definitely goals against average is definitely an issue here. All right, so we'll check out the team stats right now. Let's check out everything here for the entire league. All right, so we want to go to goals for per game. Goals for per game, we are right here at a 2.8, which is good. So 1, 2, 3, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're top 10 in the league for goals for. No issues with scoring goals this year. 2.8 is good. Goals against per game, however, was a 2.9, which is, it doesn't seem that bad. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16th for goals against. So yeah, it's definitely an issue here for goals against. 16th in the league. It's in the middle, which kind of shocks me a little bit for the amount of goals that we're giving up. I thought it would be a lot higher, up near 3. Well, it is near 3, but we're in the middle of the league for goals against. So that's kind of, it's a little bit weird. Power play percentage. Power play percentage is, where's our power play at? Our power play is at 16.3, so that's definitely an issue. Times on the power play, but we're one of the top teams in the league for the power play. So maybe we can just add the power play up a little bit, just a tad, because we do have a lot of power plays though. So it kind of makes sense that we have a low percentage, but I want it to get a little bit better because it's down near the bottom of the league. So we want to see if we can make sure we get that a little bit better. And penalty kill, that looks really good. 90.38%. Second best penalty kill in the league. Least times amount shorthanded. Yeah, so there's no, I'm not touching the penalty kill. Penalty kill does not need to be touched whatsoever for the Vancouver Canucks. We have the second best penalty killing team in the league. Least amount of team, most disciplined team in the league as well. So we're not taking penalties and we're not giving up power play goals, it seems. So that's good at the very least. We have a very good defensive minded team. We just need to, and we have a, it's weird. We have a good team that can score goals. We can have a team that keeps the puck out of the net penalty killing wise. We can kill penalties. Our power play could be a little bit better, so maybe I'll add that around, but we know the problem. It's the goaltending. The goaltending is the definite issue here in Vancouver. So home, we're 5-6-2, away 5-5, last 10, 4-4-2. Okay, so there's the issue. We know what the issue is. It's the goaltending. Goaltending is the issue. Losing Ryan Miller last year really kind of hurt this team. Definitely hurt that. All right, so point totals. Let's see here. Forwards. So Johnny Gaudreau with 22 points, so I'm good. It's good that I'm leaving him on the second line. 22 points in 23 games. That's good. Nyquist is actually not doing too bad on the first line. 19 points in 23 games for him. Galchenyuk with 17. Grigorenko with 14. Lyndon Bay on the third line with 14 points for him. Power play probably helping him out. No power play goals, but a lot of assists. Berglund with 13. Bonino has 10. Bo Horvat with 8. Shinkaruk with 8. 6 goals, though. That's good. Abdicator with 7. Gauntz with 7. Gotch with 5. And that's it for forwards. And defensemen. Hamilton with 17 points. Edler with 9. Fowler with 8. Tanev with 8. Hogboom has 3. And Dan Hamhuis has 3 as well. And then goaltending. There lies the issue. Eddie Lack. Well, 2.63. The goals against average is high. Cooper's 1-2-1. I expected that. But Eddie Lack, he has a 500 record. 2.63 though. It's a high goals against average. Save percentage of .914. Save percentage is good. 2 shutouts. Weird. Very weird. Cooper could do a little bit better. But Eddie Lack, he's 500, it seems, with the goals against average is up there. But, you know, it's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird. So, you know what? I think we're just going to continue along with this team. Because, honestly, like I said, there's no real... Oh, yeah. Next I am going to call it here because I do want to edit the power play lines up a little bit. Alright, so that's what we're going to do here. We're going to call it a video this time. Next time, I think I'll edit the power play lines up just a tad. I'm not going to touch the penalty kill. I'm not going to do anything of that sorts, but we're just going to keep going along with this team. A lot of division games coming up here as well. We need to beat teams like Arizona and Edmonton and LA. A lot of division games coming up as well. San Jose, Anaheim. Yeah, so this is a big month for division. So we want to see if we could do pretty well this month and hopefully edit the power play lines up a little bit and we'll be good. But we know it's good that we know the issue. We know the issue is goaltending. And it's not our defense, it's not our power play, it's the goaltending is the issue here. So call it a video. We'll edit the power play next time, and we'll continue simulating next time, guys. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe as always, guys. And I'll see you next time.